If you think we're stuck with politics as usual in Jefferson County, don't tell that to Mitch McConnell.
I'm from the South End. We came up the hard way, the right way, like a lot of you. We believe in ourselves, our families, and the things that make our community good and solid.
This is how Republican Mitch McConnell began his quest for the office of county judge way back in July of 1976. When he started, the polls showed him trailing the incumbent Todd Holland back by 44 percentage points. It was a long road to victory, but one Mitch and Cheryl McConnell enjoyed traveling.
It was very hard to believe when you'd seen the polls all along as we had. It was a marvelous experience, but very, very hard for me to believe.
Mitch was so cautious that night. He wouldn't announce that he had won, and wouldn't, and they kept saying the same thing, only bigger each time. But he couldn't. I really think that was because you just couldn't believe it.
The margin was much greater than we thought it would be. Our pollster felt that the thing was going to turn on a few thousand votes. It didn't end up. It ended up being a rather comfortable margin of victory, and I guess I just really couldn't come to grips with the fact that we'd done it. So.
Of course, winning the election is only the beginning. Now we have a responsibility, and the responsibility is to do the very best job that we can.
Mitch McConnell was born and raised here in Louisville, graduated from the University of Louisville, then went to the University of Kentucky to study law. After law school, he went to Washington as Senator Marlowe Cook's chief legislative assistant, speechwriter, and policy advisor. During President Gerald Ford's administration, McConnell was appointed Deputy Assistant Attorney General. A lifelong Republican, the judge got his start in politics at an early age. Cheryl McConnell is also a native Louisvillian. As an honor student at University of Louisville, she received a fellowship for graduate work in American history at the University of Kentucky. She and Mitch were married in 1967. These days, Cheryl works for the University of Louisville in the archives. At home, she devotes herself to the three daughters, Ellie, Poppy, and Porter. For Cheryl, the political life is a good life.
I like the role that I have right now in politics. Mitch accuses me of being a chicken, and I think there's some truth in that. I like for him to take all the chances, and I get to watch real close and be there and see what's going on. I'm kind of nosy. I like to know what's going on. Every once in a while, I'll say, "Hey, have you ever thought of doing this or that?" But he's the statesman in the family.
She's underestimating the quality of her advice. It is given often and accepted often, and I think she is a very skillful and knowledgeable member of our team who is not on the public payroll and has a good judgment about a variety of different things, and it's been a part of our administration in an advisory way.
McConnell beat Holland back by more than 11,000 votes. It was a major upset in the political world, and it put McConnell in the county courthouse as the chief county executive, a Republican minority among a Democratic majority. The three fiscal court commissioners elected to work with McConnell were Earl Hartledge, Charles Horton, and Sylvia Watson, all Democrats. It's no secret the judge and the commissioners clashed time after time over large and small issues.
I didn't look forward to fiscal court meetings. It was sort of a forum for conflict, and I grew very weary of it, and I think the people in the community did, and I think that's one reason it got better.
McConnell is proud of all he's accomplished since he's been in office, though he's most satisfied with the quality of people he's managed to bring into county government. A new director at the jail, new people in the police department, and the human services department, too. It's part of the image Mitch McConnell has, an image of the new politician.
This may sound terribly corny to some of your viewers, but we really try to do what's right. Determining what's right and what's less right or what's wrong is not easy, but the motivation, the intention to try to do what's best for the community is what really guides our decision making. And I think that's the reason that we've had, I think, as you indicated, most people feel we've had a good administration, a good clean administration, and I think the reason we've succeeded to date is the manner in which we try to reach decisions, and we're going to continue to operate that way. That is not to say that mistakes won't be made. I know they will be, but they'll be honest mistakes in judgment, not made because of any ulterior motive or some unseemly reason.
By virtue of his victory over Hollenbach, McConnell is one of the top GOP leaders in the state. Many political observers believe his name will be on the ballot in 1983, running for governor. What about the future? You want to be governor of Kentucky?
Well, I want to be re-elected county judge, And if I do a good job here, and people feel that I've been a good, responsible public official, then I may have a future above this level. But I'm not thinking beyond re-election right now.
If he does run for governor, McConnell's campaign will be reflective of his personality. Low-key, meticulous, businesslike.
I think most people like someone who is not a backslapper and overly gregarious. And I think one of the reasons they voted for me is that they became convinced that I was somebody who was serious about doing the job and knew a little bit about it, and didn't spend all my time out, slapping people on the back.